Hello, my name is Zodiac EXE, and today I will be going over the update process for week 1 in the PBE. If you're watching this and it's either spring training week or week 2 or any other week in between, a lot of this video will still apply, but, it'll be a lot, if it's in the regular season, a lot of it will be the same, but there will be, maybe a couple differences. But to start with, if you're looking for more of like the general update process, I'd recommend going back and watching the spring training video. I will be going over just very quickly everything again. But the idea is kind of as you follow along, I shorten that each time because you get the idea by that point. But to start with, we'll be going over to the point task checklist. You'll see there are a few things already crossed off. Since it is the beginning of the week, spring training is technically still available at time of recording. But ideally, you've done that the previous week. But to start with, obviously, we have the activity check. And once again, very simple. I usually just do my player name and my team since that's what they ask for. And while I start, I'm going to go ahead and open up the player updater tool as well. Since we did it last week, your link should auto-populate. If it doesn't, you can always refer back to the previous one or just go to your roster page on the forum. Yep, everything looks good there. I would like to add links. So, activity check number. This one is 403. Actually, let me check something real quick. Apologies. Okay, you should be able to see my cursor now. Sorry about that. But go over here, click the number on the top right of the post, copy the link, paste it in, just like last week. Okay, and then I usually like to just kind of work my way down through here. So I'll move on to weekly training, and I recommend doing that pretty early on so you don't look at the checklist and don't think of it. Because as of right now, it doesn't show up on the checklist. So just something to keep in mind. If I can read and find my team, Seattle Sea Serpents. Then weekly training. And as a reminder, I put 1 million because that's the one you can do from your second year onward. If this is your first year in the PBE, if if you were just drafted by a minor league team, you don't have a major league team yet, you can only do the 500k version worth 3 TPE. I'll post the reply. Grab the link as normal. And as a reminder, if you are doing the 500k, don't forget to change this value on the right here down to 3. And obviously don't forget the checkboxes so that it populates. Alright, next up, we're going to work our way down the list and go to the forum game. We listed here under FG Season-1. And the directions for this, you'll have to read it yourself. It tends to change year by year. And if you're, so for example, in S56, for the first week, it's, post a song to be added to a PBE playlist. It could be most recent song you've listened to or something that resonates with you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then this is another instant claim. So we'll go ahead and do the usual, click the number, copy the link, and put in just those same numbers you saw there. And that'll be 2 TPE. And now the last thing that will be an instant claim for this week is going to be the individual coaching sessions. This is a once per season task that comes available week 1. So if you don't do it this week, you can do it in future weeks. But if you do it this week, you won't be able to claim it again until it comes around again next season. And it's just pretty much the exact same as an activity check. You post whatever you want here. Unlike an activity check, though, it is worth 10 TPE. So it's just a very nice addition here. So I usually put the season number and then individual coaching session. Then check the box, change this to 10, and click submit. Then you'll apply TPE as necessary. I am not going to be applying any right now, I don't believe. Let me give me just 1 minute to double check my build plan. Okay, I will not be applying any TPE this week. So it's all just going to go into my bank. And then the same thing we did last week as well. Copy all of this and go to your update page, which, again, you go to whichever team you're on. Go to updates, find your player, and post a new reply here. And like I said last time, I'm on Firefox, so it's a little weird. I have to mess with the formatting a little bit. If you do it from like Chrome, it should all look fine. Just remember to Control-Shift-V to paste, like it says, unless it doesn't say that anymore, in which case you can do whatever you want. But hit post reply, and we're all good. Once again, you can, open each link individually, make sure it's all good. And that's that. That's the update for the week. But we're not all the way done. You may notice there are a few things still to do. And if you didn't get your predictions in during last week, you have Monday and Tuesday until the start of the stream to get those in. And that being season predictions and Primetime Week 1. Also available this week, starting this week, is Primetime Week 2. It's the exact same as Primetime Week 1. Open up the Google form, check the box, put in your username, and pick the games. Then hit new reply and, just post something to confirm that you did it. But new this week for the regular season is the PT and the JPT. Start with the JPT first because, actually no, I'll start with the PT first. The PT, it just stands for point task, and it's basically, you have two options for what you'd like to do. You can write 150 words about the prompt given here, and that'll be for 3 TPE that you claim next week, not this week. Or you can make a graphic based on the prompt. And it says, a decent amount of effort must be applied. It can't just be, like, if for your rookie tasks, if you did just, like, a little image with some text on it, it's got to be a little more than that. But, yeah, you write 150 words, and I'll use Steel as an example here. You just type it in there. What I like to use to count the words, I like to use wordcounter.net. And you actually see this is the PT I did for week 4 last season. And it was 188 words, so it was perfectly fine. Paste that in here. You can add a little word count at the bottom if you'd like to just, make everything clear. And then you're all good. If it's graded correctly, then it should be on a claim thread next week. And JPT is similar. You also have two options. You can either write 150 words about anything league related. Actually, there are 3 options. Your second option for writing is you can write 100 words about any written media post, at all, that would be here. I can show you if you go to the home page. If you write a 100-word response to anything in this page here, for example, if I go to, let's see, who do I know on here? Let's say I go to Chaotix S55 Bruce City Bears Team Awards. I read through it. I have a 100-word response I want to give. 100 words related to the article, and you can also claim that, link it over here to the JPT. And if you do either of those writing tasks, you get 3 TPE plus $500,000 to your PBE account, and that that pays for your training if you're a rookie, and it pays for half of it if you're doing the 1 million training. Or you can do the trivia task, which for each question you get right, you get 1 TPE. You don't get any money from it, but if you're short on time, most locker rooms will post the answers to this. So you'll click down here. That'll take you to a Google form. And it's the same thing as the primetime, sort of. You check the box, do your username, and then answer the questions. You can either, search for it yourself. Most of the information is either on the index or on the forum. Or some locker rooms, like I said, will post the answers on here. So this is PB Online. This is Bazooka Slow. And this, if I remember right, was the Outer Banks Aviators. Let me verify that, because I am going to be using this as my submission. I think I'm wrong. I think it was Lunar Base, actually. And if you make a mistake, you can always come back and resubmit it, and they'll take the most recent one you submitted, as long as it also has a corresponding reply on the forum thread. So submit that, new reply, and just type something like trivia submitted, or like trivia, or just, anything to indicate that you did the trivia and you're not planning on writing. And with that should be about everything. One thing I will direct you to, if you're a rookie and you haven't done so already, are the rookie tasks. These are not worth any TPE, but it's just kind of a list of things meant to kind of get you around the forum, get you familiar with the place, and you're paid $1 million PBE dollars for each one you do, plus an extra $1 million for doing these 8. So that's a very nice start to your bank account. That can pay for, that'll pay for trainings the rest of the season. It'll get you some decent equipment next season. Overall, just a very good idea. You can go through it. There's a little video up here, Rookie Task Tutorial by Dr. K. I believe this one is a little out of date since it uses JSync, but which is our old forum. But it will serve as a decent rough guide for you. But with that, I believe that's everything. Thank you for watching. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you ask your GMs. This video is not a replacement for asking questions if you don't know the answer. And I'll see you for next week for the Week 2 updates.